please, if you win the league, champion, so please do not celebrate there. And to be fair, everybody said, okay, we understand. That's going to create chaos or whatever.
Robbie Keane deep into stoppage time. Scores 2-2.
I remember Tarico jumping around and he got a cramp out of it, by the way. Jumping around and celebrating it, like celebrating a draw. First of all, that tells you their standard. Celebrating a draw. And I looked at him, I said, are you kidding me? And he went, yeah, jumping in front of me. I said, do you realize that we needed a point to be champion at your place? And he was talking, and I said, watch me after the game.
Sometimes you got to bring the standards back, DJB. Do you know what I mean? Sometimes you just got to remind them of what it was, because sometimes they forget. But welcome everyone, man. Under the Lens is back. We got the one, the only DJB in the house. Thank you so much for joining me, man. Thank you so much. Really excited.
Welcome, brother. You're welcome. All good.
How have you been, bro?
Yeah, all good. Yeah. Busy day. So I knew I had this, so I'd rush back. I literally just walked through the door and got the link and then bang, straight on. So yeah, not had time to have me a cup of tea, sort of calm down yet, but all good, man. All good.
Oh, wicked, man, wicked. And I know you got a show as well at 6.
Yeah. No worries.
Busy man. Busy man.
You're doing some good things.
Brilliant, man. Appreciate that, bro. Appreciate that, man. Just really happy to finally have got you on. Obviously we've had Jez, Matty, Kenny, Normski. I think I've still to get on here, but we'll get it done. But thank you so much. This is Under the Lens. Obviously we're going to talk about your channel, your Arsenal journey, how you got into the team, things like that. Before we just get into those questions though, let me just big up Kwaja. Here's DJB's link. I've got it pinned as well, and his name is in the title, so make sure you're getting over there. And congratulations as well, because I just saw yesterday night that you got to 2K.
Yeah,
so DJB, man.
Yeah, it's good, man. And bless the community, because they've sort of linked onto it, and they've kind of joined the community, what I'm trying to do. So it's all good, man. It's all good. It's all good.
Brilliant. It's brilliant.
It's hard, but we'll keep it going. We'll keep it going the best we can.
You've got to keep it going. Part of the Make Arsenal Great Again. Do you know what I mean? Big up Kwaja. He's got the link to the second channel. Big up Matt Ballman in the house. He said subbed on both. Well done, Matt. Yeah, big him up. Big up Views and DJB, 2 legends on the panel. Big yourself up. Got about 25 sub now. Big up Matt, man. Hope you keep going as well. I think I definitely subscribe back to you as well. AJ's in the house.
Big up AJ.
Big up AJ, man, the all important mod. Wahaha's in the building as well. Big up to you, my friend. Big up to all of you guys, man. Obviously, we got BBK Sports Ray. Big up to BBK every time. Big up Tyron, absolute legend. Yeah, Jamboy's in the house. Bigging up DJB and Views. In the building. Big up to you guys, man. Keep liking, share it out for me. Let's try and drum up as much people as we can get. Jamboy saying congratulations to DJ as well on the 2.
Congratulations to you, Jamboy. Massive. Thank you.
Yeah, there you go, man. So I first like to obviously ask my guest, about their first exposure to the club, and how you kind of got to the team, bro.
Yeah, basically my roots was Highbury, Islington. My family, granddad's uncles, aunts, mum and dad lived just around the corner. My mum's house, when she was a kid, her garden backed on. She could see the North Bank stand from her garden, so and all the floodlights and everything. My granddad, which was her dad, was a programme seller at the Arsenal, and she used to do the run-in to top up the programmes. When he run low, she'd go and run up the programmes. And then I had an uncle that worked on the turnstiles of the North Bank. And then I had a couple of uncles that had trials. They were groundsmen at Arsenal as well, at Highbury. And one of them had trials for Arsenal as well when he was a boy. So didn't quite make it, unfortunately. I think he ended up over Orient or somewhere. Right. And it's all deep rooted. And then when I was 6, I got taken to the Arsenal 72-73 season, Arsenal v Leeds 2-1.
Damn.
Alan Ball and Radford scored. And, 72. I vaguely remember the double. I think I was 5 at the time on the double. And I do remember sitting there with a scarf on and a big rosette, because the rosettes were in them days.
Massive.
Always had to have a big rosette on your chest.
Yeah.
And I remember watching it, and the only thing, the image I remember is obviously the Charlie George celebration and stuff,
Right.
And yeah, man, it was from there. And every kind of home game. And then when I was old enough, around about 11, 12, 13 years of age, I used to meet up with 2 of my friends who I met, because back then you used to get an insurance man or insurance called the Prudential and all that come round your house.
Knocking on your door, yeah.
On your door. And one of the lady that used to come round and collect her kind of weekly or monthly money off my mum, she had 2 sons, and they were massive Arsenal fans as well. So we teamed up, and we just used to go every single week home, and then we used to sort of sneak off to certain away games. Right. And
not too spicy ones.
Yeah. We went Chelsea away once, Stamford Bridge. And
that's a dangerous ground, man.
Yeah, it was a dangerous ground, especially when they started singing "There's only one way out." We was giving it, yeah, of course there is, of course, and there literally was.
There literally was, yeah.
And as you walked out, the only thing that separated you was police horses right along the door. So we was this side, they was that side, and you was literally just all going out.
Right.
Back in mid-70s, early 80s, it was run the gauntlet every time you went football, man. You literally fought for you literally fought for your club. Literally. It was everything you could imagine being a fan. Not just Arsenal, but football fans. It was just so tribal and rivalry. It was just, there was pockets of incidences going on all over the place, and everyone had their firms, everyone had their tribes, everyone had their, kind of gangs, if you like. Yeah. And I remember going on the train, and obviously when I was a kid, I moved to East London, so I moved to Essex. So I was in a West Ham area. Everywhere around me was ICF and West Ham. Massive. So when I was on the train going to Highbury, man, that's a zip up, man. You had to zip up. There was no way you were showing your shirt. The scarf was up, the jumper. You couldn't show it. You just had to sit there like the naughty boy in the classroom. There was no way you was exposing those red and white colours, man, when you was on that train. Otherwise the doors would be open, you'd be out. And they didn't care whether you was 11 years, because they had little gangs as well, little 11-year-olds and 12-year-olds.
Youngers, So
it was brutal, man. It was brutal.
Amazing. I went to Stamford Bridge a couple of times. I got stuck in the lift there once. I was doing work for Philosophy Football. Go down and do the flagging and all that. But I have been there a couple of times on match day as well. Obviously, my time is a lot different from that time. It was in early 2000s, but it was still it's still the same ground. So I've heard those kind of stories as well.
Nothing's changed. And West Ham was just, places like West Ham and places like that. Ellen Road away, that was another one. That nasty place to go.
Jeez.
And and then I just got hooked onto it, and then you had the Terry Neal years. Didn't really do much during that years, but we got to 3 FA Cup finals. One of the most disappointing FA Cup final for me was Arsenal v West Ham, because obviously when I went to school, they was all West Ham fans.
West Ham fans, yeah.
I was the rogue one in the group, so you can imagine it. I'm sort of giving it, we're going to smash you, I'm pumping my chest out. Arsenal, the bigger club. Yeah. They was giving it no chance, they was giving it, of course you're going to win. You're the bigger club. You're this. You've got this player, that player. Right. And I'm going, I'll be giving it to you Monday. Don't worry about that.
Crazy.
Worst
Crazy.
FA. Honestly, I've never forgiven him for losing that FA Cup final. It really hurt. There's
Yeah.
only a couple of games that have really, really hurt me. Well,
I was going to ask that, DJ. I was going to ask that, like, give us like some like early good and bad memories. Do you know what I mean?
yeah, I mean, one of the earliest memories is probably that FA Cup final against West Ham, because it all what it stood for, and we were diabolical that day. We just, I remember the day being a hot day. We just didn't get out of gear. It was just awful. It was just absolute. Willie Young should have been sent off, you know, in the first half, and he probably would have gone under the new VAR. It was just it just didn't feel right from kickoff, and it just got worse and worse and worse. And in the end, it was like, oh, brother, like coming back and seeing all the West Ham flags flying as I was coming back home, because I didn't live in North London when I was a kid. So, like, you know, my roots was like born in North London and all of that. And all my family, Highbury, Islington, my mum, dad, and as I said, like granddad's uncles, all that, they all worked and trials for the club. But yeah, it was painful, man. It was really, really painful.
That's a bad memory. Give us a good one. That's a bad memory. Give us a good one from your early days.
Oh, 89, wasn't it? Anfield. Can't be beaten.
Yeah.
Can't be beaten. Just cannot be beaten, even to this day.
Yeah.
Even to this day.
I was born, but I was, you know, barely.
89 Anfield. And I'll tell you what was really surreal about that. If ever you go and want to watch a film and epitomise what it's like to be an Arsenal fan, you've got to go and watch that Fever Pitch.
Fever Pitch, yeah.
You must have. Everyone must have seen it.
Of course, yeah. Of course.
Must have seen it.
Brilliant film.
And it's where he's on the terrace, isn't he? And he's kind of like, oh, let's see it. We're going to blow it. We're going to blow it. Because the results leading up to that, we literally threw it away. We had it in the bag. It didn't need to go to Anfield, to be honest.
Right.
And then when we kind of got to Anfield, there was just something about it. There was just something about it that day where you weren't confident, but you just thought something magical was going to happen. I always felt that just something magical was going to happen. And I can't put my finger on it, but it was that. Not the feeling you get now under this Arteta team. You ain't got a clue what's happening, brother. You know what I mean?
We'll get into that.
You ain't got a clue. You don't even you don't even know what shirts they're wearing, let alone what team is picking, you know?
Yeah.
But that day, I'm just thinking to myself, if we can go one goal up, I fancy this. Now, you've got to remember, this Liverpool side were elite. You think the Man City team and all that. This Liverpool team were a bang quality team. You know, they had they had a proper team, John Barnes and all them men.
Yeah.
And I remember going there and just the atmosphere and the Anfield Road end was just absolutely banging. Arsenal and everything. It was just absolutely wild. Right from the minute we kicked off.
Right. Because
we got the impression, well, look, win or lose, we're going to make this a brilliant day. We're just going to, do you know what I mean? We're proud of the team. George Graham's done wonders with his team. Yeah. You know, let's really go for it. And that's what we've done. Amazing. And then, honestly, I can't to this day remember the second goal, to be honest. All I can remember is Lee Dixon getting it, pumping it long, Alan Smith flicking it on, and Mickey Thomas. Once old Mickey Thomas had that ball, everything else from then on was a blur. Yeah. All I remember was Nigel Winterburn running, pelting round the back with his hand up. Yeah. And I'm thinking, where's he going? He's running into the car park. It was wild. It was just absolutely mayhem, like proper mayhem. You can imagine. Yeah, it was like your wedding day, seeing your first child born, the first trip abroad with your mates,
orgasmic,
your first ever whatever you're into,
woman,
orgasmic, man, girl, whatever, your first ever experience of that. It was just, just everything rolled into one within about 10 seconds. It was just mental. But then there was a real, and this typifies being an Arsenal fan, right, views, right? Because there was about a 10-second, 20-second, and that's why I said, if anyone's seen the film, where it just went really quiet, and Jez has said this as well, where it just went really, really quiet because we're looking at one another thinking, and the first words I said was, "How long left? How long left?
How long left?
I bet they go up the other end and score."
Right.
And honestly, I reckon about 70, 80% of the fans turned around and probably went, "I bet they go up the other end and score." We couldn't watch, brother.
No,
We
I
couldn't watch.
imagine. I could
We
imagine.
couldn't watch. And I remember that game when John Barnes and I could hear Liverpool fans saying, "Just smash it, smash it."
Smash it.
All he had to do was just smash it, and they'd have won the title. He could have booted it anywhere, and they'd have won the title. But that was probably the maddest, best ever.
I can only imagine.
Best ever Arsenal experience ever.
Yeah, I can only imagine, because obviously I was alive to see us win the title at White Hart Lane and even win the title at Old Trafford. But that in particular, I mean, for me, like a lot of Arsenal fans, especially that's a little bit older than me, they have that memory. I was literally 5 at the time. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but the beauty now of the internet and everything else, it doesn't matter because you can just keep rerunning that memory all the time.
Yeah.
So
I know it was brilliant, and I remember seeing some footage of George in the changing room at half time. Just coolness personified. Do you know what I'm saying? You know,
he was a magnificent manager, man. He was
George, man.
That
you should
guy.
have a statue, right?
Well, I keep saying this. I mean, I'm not one for statues and that anyway. I think it's just like, where do you draw the line? Because really, you could have statues of 101 players that played for Arsenal. You could have a statue of David O'Leary, Radford, men like this, Pat Jennings. The list will go on with statues. So I'm not one for statues.
That's a great
point. But if ever they was going to think to myself, "Oh, there's a space there, let's build another statue," it has to be George Graham. It has to be. And I don't care about his Spurs connections and all these dark days. At the end of the day, what that guy done for this football club probably won't ever be done again. No team. Big up, Shane. Big up, my friend. No team will ever go to a place like that and do. And what really annoys me is that Aguero Man City moment when they won the title.
Won the title.
People are saying that was better than the 89.
That's what always happens.
It wasn't better than the 89, and I'll tell you the reason why. Man City were favourites to win that game regardless.
Yeah.
Whether they were winning the league, whether they not winning the league, they were favourites to win that game. They were the home team.
Yeah.
Right? They were far more the most dominant team. They had the better players and everything else. Right? Whereas Arsenal going to Anfield, we was up against like a prime Barcelona of the time.
Harlem Globetrotters, yeah.
That's what I'm saying. We had to go to Anfield. Their crowd was just like crazy.
Yeah.
And I remember walking out, and I've never had some. This is why, like Lee says it as well, and everything else. This is why the Liverpool fans and the Scousers I've got so much respect for, and I've been to the city many, many times. Yeah. Is because we were getting handshakes. People were patting us on the back. And this is during the 80s when, hostility amongst fans was still rife.
Yeah.
We were getting handshakes, patted on the back,
amazing,
handed, drinks. And honestly, they were clapping us. Real class, you know what I mean? Obviously, you had your pockets.
Yeah, you was going to have your pockets.
But on the whole, they were clapping us, and because they appreciated what we'd actually achieved. Yeah. On a football level, there was nothing. You took the rivalry of Arsenal and Liverpool out of it, but on a football level, they just appreciated what we achieved. It was just big up, my friend. It was massive. Yeah, that was probably to this day the highlight of being an Arsenal fan. Yeah, definitely.
Facts. And that's what I was like, kind of like with the Invincibles. It's like a blur. When you was living it, it was just like. It was just more like, can we get the next game? Can we get the next game? Can we keep the unbeaten? Yeah. So you don't really take in. But when I look back now on that team and how we were playing football, and just amazing stuff, man. But listen, I could honestly listen to you talk it all day long. you know, proper Arsenal, proper connections to the club. My mum actually went to school with John Barnes. She said he was the worst football player in the school. She
Now,
said,
do you know what, right? Do you know what? I have taken pelters about this, right? And I understand the John Barnes. And I'm not saying he was a rubbish player. John Barnes was a good quality player. But for me, I don't see where the big kind of John Barnes comes from.
Right.
You know, I'm not getting it. I think he was slightly overrated, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Because he never, apart from the Brazilian goal, he never really done it for England for me.
Right.
Well,
what it was is she said that he was the worst in the school, worst at the time when he was a young boy, but he'd be the first. Yeah, but he'd be the first at training. He'd be the last to leave.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? And that's kind of what got him
there.
Yeah.
And I get that, and he was fantastic for Liverpool. So I'm not knocking him because he was brilliant for Liverpool.
Still a legend.
I just didn't understand the kind of over exaggeration outside of Liverpool. Do you know?
Definitely.
I'm not saying he was a terrible player. I respect John Barnes 100%. But when I've grown up seeing men like Maradona, Zidane, you know, Pirlo.
Come on.
You know what I mean? And Georgie Best. I saw Georgie Best live.
You saw him live. Oh my God.
Georgie Best. Now when you've seen players like that,
yeah,
and then you try and put John Barnes in the equation.
I'm not
having it. As I said, I respect him. Yeah. I know he was a Liverpool legend and he done madness for Liverpool, and I appreciate that. But other than that, no, I don't get where. And it's not hate yet. I just don't get where it comes from.
No, totally get it. Big up Matt Ballman. He said Arteta is screwed and nailed on sack. Jamboy, another joke. I just want to tell all you guys in the comments, keep liking the video. Make sure you subscribe to DJB as well. The link is pinned. His name is also in the description. And if you got questions, get them in. We are going to get to it. I just like to ask my guest the questions first, and we will get there. So please be patient, guys. We will get to all of you. Big up It's Everest. Big up Johan D. DG2's in the building. Again, big up Shane. Toronto Guna, big yourself up. He's saying legends.
Big yourself up, Toronto.
Yeah, man. John Barnes was a legend at Liverpool. He was.
Yeah, he was. 100%. I respect that.
Yeah, the point is, though,
respect it.
It's just that when people, you know, growing up, it just shows you what hard work can do. I mean, I used to play with like Joe Cole because I grew up in Camden.
Oh, man.
Around Castle Haven, and I played semi-professional, right? I played for Camden the Borough. I played against Grasshoppers. I played against.
Yeah, nice, man.
Yeah, but this is like back in 2000. Like my knees are shot now. I don't play football anymore. But I'm just saying, like Lee Scott and Joshua Scott. You know, Lee Scott, R.I.P. He used to play for Barnet. He passed not long ago. And you know, these are players that had all of the skill in the world, but not the same work ethic. But then you got John Barnes, who had all the work ethic in the world, but wasn't that good. And he's gone on to be, you know,
exactly. Well, let me tell you another story, right? Because I was brought up where I was brought up. Yeah, I played for the district, my district team, and my captain of my district team. I used to play sort of right back, sort of right midfield. My centre half captain was Tony Adams.
Fuck off!
Swear on my kid's life. Tony Adams, you know, right?
So not only
and also, I know Tony well. He lived in Havering.
Yeah,
I was born Dagenham area, so my school, and he went to a school in at the Eastbrook, near the Eastbrook pub, Dagenham East. Yeah, check it all out. I went to a secondary school, and obviously the district team. Steve Potts used to play midfield, who was a legend at West Ham. One of the Kimball twins that was at Fulham and all of that, done the rounds. Yeah, left backs and all of that. So yeah, man, he was. And he used to run a Sunday morning football team in the Echo League, in the Essex Echo League. Yeah. And the team was Cannon Athletic. That was his team. Right. Yeah. And Martin Hayes' brother used to play for him.
Did he?
And we was in the same, our team, who I used to play for on a Sunday morning, was in the same league as him. So we'd rock up when we had Cannon Athletic. We'd rock up, and Tony Adams would be coaching them and bringing his team out. Yeah.
Shit's all over mine.
When he was going through all these problems and all of that,
Yeah.
and he was back. Yeah. So he then marched them out on a Sunday morning, coaching. Yeah.
That is amazing. That beats my story. That beats my story.
But we all knew Tony was going to make it because his dad was well in with the scouting at Arsenal.
Just like Joe.
His dad was right in with the scouting community, and he was heavily linked with Arsenal and stuff.
Yeah.
So we all knew Tony Adams was going to make it because he was, man, honestly, he'd crash in, he'd steam into you. This was like secondary age, and he'd be flying into you at training then. Yeah. You knew he was coming because it sounded like an herd. It sounded like an herd of elephants. You knew he was coming. And I weren't the most. I was more of a ball player than a physical player.
Right. And it's funny you said that because I played right back as well. I played right back.
I went into midfield as I got older though.
Same. Because I had pace and I had skill, but my shot weren't that good. So I didn't have a lot of pace, but I had I could read the game quite well and stuff like that. I kind of it got me out of trouble a lot. But yeah, Tony Adams was local boy. We was all Dagenham boys. That's John Terry. John Terry's another one as well. Yeah, that's brilliant. Joe Cole, man, that's my biggest.
I marked Paul Ince because Paul Ince used to play for Redbridge.
Yeah. Do you remember what was the league that had the Racing Club Tottenham and Club 89? They were there was a feeder club for the Arsenal, actually. I can't remember what it had, the Tottenham team, a West Ham team. I used to play Racing Club Tottenham, it was called. Highbury Saints.
A lot of the kids.
Yeah, I used to play for them, Highbury Saints as well. Yeah. I played 3 games for them, scored 5 goals, and never went back because I used to like partying and I was young at the time. But my biggest story is playing Sonic and Tails with Joe Cole. That was it, but it can't ever be
Joe Cole. Joe Cole, man, was an absolute quality player. Joe Cole.
Oh, skillful,
absolute immense.
So they used to call him the Hurricane. We used to play at Castle Haven.
He was incredible.
Just off the Camden, just up there. What a player he was, man.
Absolutely incredible.
We knew he was going to make it as well because his dad was locked in. Yeah, always bringing him to the West Ham and that.
You probably had it before though, views, but I used to play with players at school and all of that never made it,
and they were
better than some of the professionals that did. We had one guy, right, and he had bright ginger hair. His name was, I won't give his name, but he had bright ginger hair and everything else, right? This guy, honestly. He used to play in midfield. He was incredible. He had an engine. He had 2 feet. He could control the ball. He had visions what he was going to do before the ball could get to him. He could score goals. He had absolutely everything, man.
Everything, yeah.
Right. And he never made it. And then there was another guy who used to play up front, and he was so fast. Honestly, if you was in trouble, you just bang the ball long ball and he'd ratchet on. No one could catch him. And he could finish as well. He never made it. So during the sort of late 70s, early 80s, and growing up during that era, when like the Tony Adamses and the Paul Inces and the Johns, and then later, little bit later, the John Terrys and all of these men, they all come from this kind of area. John Terry, all of them.
Dagenham and that.
It was a massive area for football. This part of the East End of London. Yeah. Steve Potts was another one. Yeah. But you had them players making it, but there were players. Some of them were better than them and never even made it.
That's why I mentioned that whole John Barnes story. That's literally why, because obviously, most people from the outside in. Obviously, John Barnes is a legend, and of course he is. I'm not going to take that away from him. But back in the day, when that's my point, he was last to get picked. Even when I was playing with Joe, people will still ask me years later, "Are you still playing foot?" Like, no, because there was loads of people that were better. But Joe. I'm not going to try and downplay Joe. Joe was special. Like I said, they used to call him.
Joe was incredible.
He was incredible.
Absolutely incredible.
He was incredible. Just so skillful, man. But anyway, let's move on. Let's talk about Arsenal now, because I obviously asked my guests, the same sort of things just to kind of get their insights on it. So in DJB's eyes. Where is Arsenal currently, and what in your interpretation, what should be the goals now?
Wherever we are at the moment. But I'll tell you where we are at the moment. At the moment, we've got adequate squad choices to make. We've got players that can play in most positions are covered. What I don't want to get into, though, is this is one of the best squads Arsenal's ever had. Right? Arsenal's always had squad in depth. Arsenal's always had big squads. I mean, I'm going back 70s and 80s. We always had big squads. We always had 2 or 3 centre forwards: Frank Stapleton, Alan Sunderland, Malcolm McDonald. There's 3, right? And then you had Charlie Nicholas, Noel Quinn, Paul Mariner. You know, so we've always had squad depth. So this is nothing new. Everyone's going, oh, this is the best squad we've had, and this is amazing, and all of that, yeah. But if you actually break down the players we've got, and you look at this current squad, and everyone's banging on about Eze, and rightly so, he's a quality player. Yeah. Would Eze make an invincible team? No. Would Eze have probably made that 89 team, and the team that won in the Cup Winners' Cup in 94? Do you know what I mean? So what you've got to do, you've got to try and put it in perspective and look at the team we've got now. The team we've got now is capable of winning a cup. Yeah. And I don't quite know what cup that is, but it's capable of winning something, 100%. Yeah. The problem is, and I've said this before, Views, and I've said this on my channel before, there comes a time in everyone's life when you've reached your limit, you've reached your level. You've done everything you can, yeah. You've crossed all the I's, you've crossed the T's, you've dotted the I's, you've done everything you can, and you've worked really hard, like Arteta has. Because Arteta's passionate about the team, I'll give him that. He cares about the team, I'll give him that. All this about, oh, he don't care and all that. He does care, because obviously he wouldn't be there. So I'm not going down that road. Right. But he's just reached his level. He's reached his level. And now he's trying to kind of get himself out of something that he can't have. He ain't really got the experience to try and get himself out of the situation he's in. So now he's got this big squad. He's now got a problem of who does he play? And am I brave enough to drop that one? And am I brave enough to drop this one? If Eze balls out, am I brave enough to drop the captain? Am I brave enough to change the captain? Right. And he hasn't got all that. So we're at a crossroads now. We're at a crossroads now. Before, we didn't have the squad, and we was relying that the manager would work miracles. Yeah. Now we've got the squad. We've not got a manager that can work miracles. So now we're at the crossroads, and we literally don't know where to go. We're just hoping. And it's true what Matt Southern-Gooner says. You're just living on hope. Yeah. You're just hoping it will change. You're hoping he picks the right team. You're hoping he gets the job done. Facts. And there's no excuse. The bottom line is, he's had his time. He's had his process. He's had his phases. The fans have been generally patient with him. He's had everything he can have. And I said this, I thought last year should have been the trophy winning year. I said 5 years in, the squad weren't that bad. He had Havertz, we had Rice. Yeah. And I said last year we should have won a trophy. And I thought whether that would be the Carabao Cup, FA Cup, Views, I really thought last year was going to be the year that we won the trophy. Yeah. And I'm thinking, if he ain't done it last year with that squad, he ain't ever going to do it. And that's where I am at the moment. Yeah. I've lost trust in him. Yeah. I don't trust him. He's now starting to really waffle badly. He's coming out with all sorts of madness in press conferences. Yeah. And it's as if he's trying to prove a point with the fans. Yeah. So when 90%, hundreds of the fans say play Eze, it's as if he's deliberately not playing him, just to sort of say, no, I'm in charge. Yeah. You know that cocksure Harry that you get, you know, oh, I'm here now, you know, this is me, blah, blah, blah. He seems to come across like that, as if he's not doing it for the right reasons. Yeah. Yeah. You know? It's as if he's trying to get one over on the press and the journalists and the pundits, as if to say, Well, I'm here now. That's why he's making fun of handbrakes and
he's a narcissist, DJ.
People like Canton in the press going, you love you, Mick. How funny.
Someone turned out of a balloon for him.
It's just absolute fucking crazy. Sorry to swear. It's just I said to it the other. I'm now at the point where I'm actually sick of it now. I'm not enjoying the way we're playing. Yeah. And people say, oh, it's only 5 games in. Okay, I'll give him that. It's only 5 games in. A lot can happen. Yeah, other teams can start going on a messy run. You just don't know what's going to happen. Yeah. But this ain't been happening over 5 games. This has been happening over 2-3 seasons. Yeah. Yeah. I was seeing crap football last year and the year before. I was seeing a struggle at home against Everton 0-0. I was seeing a struggle against West Ham. I was seeing a struggle against Leicester, Southampton. Yeah. I was seeing all these things. So this ain't nothing new. This is something that's now, as I've said it on my streams, there's always been a crack there, but the crack is now getting wider and wider and wider. Yeah. And you know that crack where you sort of like man fills it in and then 2 weeks later it's come back again. Yeah. It might look all right for a couple of weeks and you go, oh, brilliant, it's sorted. Oh, look, fuck, it's coming back again. What's going on? Is my house falling down, you know? And that's Arteta, you know, the crack just keeps getting wider. And every now and again, he'll pull a result out the bag and cover the cracks up. Yeah, yeah. Like that Martinelli goal against Man City, just cover the crack up.
Just cover the cracks. Yeah, you're cooking, bro.
And they're all celebrating it. And as you played, honestly, that was a brilliant video at the start of the stream, right? Because Henri said, like, Spurs celebrating a draw. Fast forward, you've got our manager jumping up and down the line, celebrating a draw at home to Man City. He should be sitting there going, I've just dropped 2 points.
He should be fuming.
I've made a mistake here. We could have beaten this Man City team.
We should have beaten that Man City team.
They're not as good as I thought they were. Facts. If I'd have done my homework and set up a team, good in an attacking team, and gone at them, I could have walked away with 3 points.
Facts. That's it. That's it. No, that 10%. Because when they're saying, oh, you know, we haven't done too badly in the first 5 games, we only lost to Liverpool. I predicted a draw for Liverpool, but slyly in my heart of hearts, I was thinking if he actually picks a decent team, we could nick something here. When we played Man City, right, I think I predicted a score draw again because I know how scared he is. But in my head, I'm saying we're at home. We have to be going for the win. It's a must-win game. And he's turned up with that bollocks. So let me just segue to my next question then, because obviously you know, you've answered very eloquently with that one. A lot of the stuff that
I was just going to say though, Views, when you're going for a title, and this is what people have got to really understand, is when you haven't won nothing and you've come runners up for 3 seasons running, it becomes a mental block in the end. So to ease that mental block and to make people feel make fans feel confident, you have to go and win your home games. Yeah, your home games become your kind of your mecca, like if you want to know, you know, that the Cup Emirates should become a fortress. No one should be turning up there and coming away with anything. Yeah, we've now been. This manager's been in charge. I remember when teams used to come to the Ivory under the Invincibles and teams and that, and they used to come just for the day out. They knew
game's over before it started.
Game's over in the tunnel. They knew they weren't getting nothing, brother, you know. And that's how he's got to make. If you go then and nick the odd draw away from home, but you're winning your home games, then things can sort of, you can think, oh yeah, we're going to nick the odd win away from home. We're going to draw a couple away from home, but you go and win your home games. That's what you got to go and do. And he's missed opportunity again, and it's so frustrating. He's got to go, man. I'm sorry. He's got to, he's had his time. He's got to go.
We're definitely going to get to that. We're definitely going to get to that. So little bit of magic time now. So if we gave you the Harry Potter wand, DJB, 3 things that you'd change at the club. Could be anything. Could be manager. Could be fans. Could be finances. It could be atmosphere.
Three things I've changed at the club. Oh dear, oh dear. Obviously, the obvious one's the manager. I'm not going to. I'm not flip flopping around now. And listen, before anyone that's watching this or watching back, it's not hatred against the manager, right? I've got nothing personal against Mikel Arteta, and I've said this time and time again. I've respected some of the things and some of the good things he has done for the football club. Yeah, he has done some good things for the football club. I just feel now his time is done. Like every walk of life, your time is done. You know when, you know what I mean. You know when a relationship has come to an end. You know, you know when your car needs changing. It's just one of them things in life. That's Mikel Arteta. The car needs changing, brother.
Yeah, there you go.
You know,
but
that's one thing.
That's one thing.
Secondly, the captain.
Ooh, good one.
The captain.
Yeah.
Again, nothing against Odegaard. If you look at Odegaard since he became captain, his form has got worse.
Too much pressure.
Some players just can't take on the mantle of being captain. It affects them.
Yeah.
And as much as they don't realise it, it's like, you know, when you've got something wrong, but you want to deny it. No, I'm fine. But you're feeling a bit down. You're not quite right. No, I'm all right. But you know there's something wrong, and other people. That's Odegaard with the captaincy. To me, people say injuries and all that, but I've always said that since he became captain, he's kind of lost his way a little bit.
Yeah.
So number 2, the captain. Yeah. And number 3, it's a tough one with the Emirates for me, because I've got this real bad thing about the tickets and stuff like that, and the PR amongst the club, the journalist. So I would change who actually gets into the press conferences, the PR and the ticketing. I mean, that's what I would change.
Cooking.
I would get rid of all these yes men and and have proper journalists in there where freedom of speech, where you can just ask the question. Right.
Exactly.
You
The same way they asked Ruben Amorim, because they were giving him a lot of pressure, but they won't do the same for Mickey. Sorry, mate.
No. So for me, the 3 things. I mean, the ticketing's that's a deeper thing for me. But
that's really good though. Yeah,
the manager, the captain, and in that press conference, pre-match and after the match as well. That for me, I would definitely look into who actually gets access, because now you're getting certain people that are just going along with what's the narrative to boost their own kind of credibility.
Sure.
And I think people have got to look into that. I think you've got to be able to go in that press conference and say,
with some integrity.
No, you're skipping. I don't want to know that. Give me the real reason why you didn't play.
That's one of the best ones I've heard on Under the Lens, you know. I'm not even joking. That honestly, because that really winds me up.
Because I'm for the fans' views. I'm for the fans. And what really annoys me is I don't listen to press conferences, to be honest with you. I don't listen, because it's all plastic and false.
Yeah.
Right? It's all plastic and false. I always think that when part of being a football manager and getting paid a lot of money is that you have got to be there for the fans. You've got to be there for the fans. And if those questions are a little bit home hitting, and I don't mean abusive,
right?
I mean proper questioning, you know, not tailored or doled down.
Yeah.
Or sort of said, right, okay, well, you're coming in with Mikel now. Can I have the questions that you're going to ask him? No, I don't think we'll go along with that one. If you can just sort of change it a little bit, you know.
Yeah.
Just go in there. Freedom of speech, if you like.
Freedom of speech.
I'd like to a press a press office where your freedom of speech, so the fans actually get what they deserve, because they're the, you know, we're all fans. We don't want all this excuses and press conferences. Has any of this really found out why he picked that team against Man City? Not really.
Of course not. Of course not.
Not
No,
really.
no, that's brilliant. Brilliant. I listen, especially the captain. Obviously, the legend Tony Adams was saying that as well.
Yeah.
But yeah,
the parking around the ground and the station, man, and the stations.
Yeah, that's
Getting
the
in and out
bonus
that
one.
ground is an absolute nightmare sometimes.
That's the
when
bonus
you're
one.
queuing up. Highbury Islington Station's an absolute nightmare, and they're
Yeah.
thinking of extending the. How can you extend the ground when you can't even get out the bloody place?
Can't even get out of it. It's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah.
How are you thinking about that when you can't get across the line?
Beer prices, food prices,
food prices,
tickets.
Tickets. Because I always say, DJ, right? Just let the club be transparent with us. That's when I kind of gave up on the club, like in terms of they're not really serious. It's more about a business now, because we moved from the from Highbury to the Emirates because we were meant to be competing with Bayern and Madrid, and that's what they told us. Do you know what I'm saying? We had to spend all that money. They were giving us all the lies about.
I mean,
you know what I mean?
Exactly.
So
I mean, there's loads of things I'd change. I mean, I always think that they should reduce prices at certain matches for kids.
Exactly that. Just be honest. Like, the point I was trying to make, bro, is like
and people with disabilities and stuff like that. So, like, if we're playing, no disrespect, because people that follow me, they know I respect every single fan. Being a football fan is hard work. Let me tell you, right? It's not easy. It's costly. It costs relationships, everything.
Yeah.
Right. So this ain't no disrespect, but if we played at home against Burnley, say, reduced heavily those tickets for the kid, and I'm talking about let the kids of a certain age come in for like a tenner or a fiver or something.
Yeah.
And if you've got a disability, like if you've got autism or you've got a disability, you know, let them come in for like a fiver or something like that.
Absolutely.
You know, just one game a season.
Yeah, absolutely.
Do like a ticket allocation for that or something. You know, I don't understand. Not just Arsenal. I don't understand why clubs.
Yeah, football in general, because they don't give nothing back to the fans. It was born in the country. It's £1 billion industry. You can watch it for free in any other country, but we can't do a damn thing about it over here. And I always say, DJB, just before I get you back in, that the club should be transparent, because I've never seen so much merch in my life. You know,
it's crazy, man. It's crazy.
So
the prices of merch as well.
Right. So the point I'm trying to make is, if you guys are not serious about winning, then bring down those prices of the food, of the tickets, of the merch. Why are you bringing out so much merch? You know, because you're not allowed to make money off of us. Season tickets going up. You know.
And what gets me right, Fuse? No, big up, man. What gets me is people will turn around and say, yeah, but players' wages, it's more demanding. Well, how comes non-league teams can have kids go in for £1? Kids for £1. My local non-league team, they do it. They have a game against Racism Day where kids go in and the kids for £1, right? And that's not the only non-league team that do it. There's loads of them. So if lower league teams can do it, and they're literally scraping their backside along the floor with cost and everything else, if they can do it, why can't these clubs do it? And Paul, that's another good point. Sorry, man. I think it was Paul Nash said about the badge.
Okay,
that's one thing I would change. Go back to the original badge, original crest. And
I feel like the club died after.
And in the right face in the right way.
Right way. Brilliant, man. Big up Hendon as well. Hendon Goon on my Northwest, bro. Hope you're good tonight, man. Odegaard knows he isn't really good. Obviously, time is just flying. Time is absolutely. That's what happens when you have fun. I've got a few starred comments here that I'll come back to, because I know obviously, you know, we're kind of not too much time today. Big up, it's me, Everest. He said, DJB, in that Liverpool team, who would you rate more instead of John Barnes?
Oh, as a midfield general and an absolute Steve McMahon, I rated.
Ooh.
Yeah, McMahon I rated. Ian Rush was just brilliant.
Ian Rush, yeah, even I remember.
Alan Hansen, you know, was just one of the best players I've ever seen.
Alan Hansen.
Yeah. I mean, there's a couple of them.
Yeah,
Listen, John Barnes was a great player. But yeah, Ian Rush.
Yeah, Ian Rush.
Ian Rush and Alan Hansen. Steve McMahon was a brilliant midfield player, though.
Big up, man. Big up for that. Big up, Jamboy said, question, DJB, if you could bring any player from Arsenal history into the current squad, who would it be? I feel I already know the answer.
Dennis Bergkamp.
The Iceman.
The one and only. The one and only Bergkamp, mate. I've never seen a football brain like it. People go on about Henry, and rightly so, and there's always this bit. Henry and Bergkamp is like the Ronaldo and Messi, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
People will always lean against Henry because of the goals he scored. But with Bergkamp, he didn't just score goals. It was just his vision, his touch, his creativity, his brain. Henry and people like that would never have been the players they were if it weren't for Bergkamp.
And Shane says that all the time. Shane says it's like he brought up the profile of the club as well. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, when I look back on him now, obviously I was still alive to see him play. I've watched him in the flesh. Yeah. You know what I mean? I feel privileged to have done that, you know, but yeah, obviously if I was a bit younger, so it kind of, you know, Thierry Henry did kind of become my guy. But the more and more I look back on the Iceman, it's just like,
yeah, I mean, Thierry Henry had it. He had pace, his finishing, he had everything about him. But Bergkamp's football brain, the pockets and spaces he used to take up, and his control and his first touch and his vision.
Oh my God, yeah.
Did you see that? But I can't remember who it was against, where he brought the ball out the air and he just flicked it round to Freddie Ljungberg, and he literally, the ball stuck to his foot and he just whipped it round. I can't remember who it was against. But like the goals against Leicester when he scored them at
Sunderland, Newcastle, do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
I mean, some of his football. Well, it's John Artson said, wouldn't it? If he, when Bergkamp walked on snow, he never made any footprints.
Do you remember old John Hartson? My dad used to love him. Rest in peace. Johnny Artson, man. Let me ask you quickly about the Champions League, because obviously we are approaching.
That's all right, man. No, it's fine, man. I'm enjoying it. It's good.
Yeah, no, it's been brilliant. I could listen to you all day, mate.
Yeah. Got time yet, brother.
Yeah, the Champions League, because the reason why I say this, because I try and challenge the top gooners with their progression stuff, because they said, you know, last year's the semis, year before that is the quarters. Well, this year it should only be the final, then, really, shouldn't it? I mean, do you believe we can get there?
If you use the word logic, which our manager don't use because he ain't got a clue. If you asked him what logic was in a press conference, he'd say, well, hang on, let me get my dictionary. What does that mean? Right? On that basis, we've got to a quarter-final and a semi-final, but now we've got one of the best squads. We've got the best squad in the Premier League, and we've got one of the best squads in Europe. Don't know where all this is coming from, but apparently we have. Right? So, yeah. The fact that our squad's hardly won anything, apart from Eze and Declan Rice and Saka, who was benched in the FA Cup. Other than that, there's no winners amongst our squads. So I don't know where we've got the best squad from. But anyway, I digress, right? Laura, yeah, if you go on that basis, then we should be winning the Champions League. And it ain't going to happen. Nah. In fact, we'll probably do worse. I said that this team was built for the Champions League. I said that it would do better in the Champions League than in the Premiership. And the reason why I say that is because boring teams throughout the Champions League normally win the Champions League.
Yeah.
You look at the teams that have won the World Cup. They've bored their way to the final, and the finals ain't been match exciting. Your exciting teams like your Barcelonas and all that have gone out recently in big games. Right? But so I said, with the way we play and the way Arteta plays, which is possession-based football, don't give the opposition any kind of room to play, high pressing, defensively kind of tight. We're built for the Champions League. Mm-hmm. The only problem is there comes a time in the Champions League, like a semi-final and a quarter-final, you have to let your hair down and be brave. And that's where we fell.
Absolutely.
So getting to a quarter-final, semi-final, this team could probably do it because of the way we play. But when you get to that semi-final and quarter-final, and you've got to let your hair down and be a bit more braver and start to take the by the short and curlies, you know, that's what lets this manager down. Right. So I used the Man City game as an example, and I was on when I went on Talk Sport, I said it. If that was a Champions League game, quarter-final or a semi-final, and he sets up like that, and we're drawing 1-1, and we have to then go away from home to get a result, it ain't happening. We're out.
Yeah.
And that's where we'll fall down.
Yeah.
But from what I've seen, the way we've played, and this manager's kind of lost the... I've been saying this for years. To me, he's the Spanish Gareth Southgate.
Facts.
Right? And people say, yeah, but Gareth Southgate gets us to finals. Yeah, but it's crap. The football's crap. It was boring, negative. He don't know how. He didn't know how to win a game. He only knew how to. He only set up not to lose, not to win.
Yeah,
and that's exactly the same as Arteta. But Gareth Southgate gets an MBE because we like failure in this country, don't we? I don't understand it. Frank Bruno was blessed and lauded up, never won. You know, we've just got this thing, innit? You know,
underdogs, yeah.
And I've said this before, views. We come home with silver medals from the Olympics, and it's like, oh, brilliant! Look at all the silver medals we got. Yeah, but you didn't win gold. Yeah, but they done well, didn't they?
Yeah, we like players.
It's like and I've said this before, right? As an analogy, it's like the kid at sports day, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. And you
participation
pat him on the
award.
all right, son, you came second. Yeah, but you done well. You came second.
Oh,
yeah,
brilliant.
but do you know what I mean? And that's where we're at with this manager.
Yeah.
He's like, and he's very similar to Southgate. Kenny Ken and bless up Kenny Ken, he made a good example, and he's been watching this. He said he's now very similar because people said, oh, he wants to be a Pep. Right. But he's very similar the way he sets up as David Moyes, because he played under David Moyes a lot at Everton. Set pieces, hard to beat. Yeah. Compact, possession based.
Yeah.
They had Tim Cahill. Yeah. They had Fellaini for free kicks and corners. And he's very, very much the same. He's very much David Moyes
at one point as well.
Yeah. And so that's where we are in the Champions League. Where I think we'll go, depending on what draw we get, I think we'll go probably quarterfinals, and that's it.
Yeah,
and that's being generous, though.
Yeah.
That's not with any confidence, but I think quarterfinals, and that's it.
I'm with you, and I think it's going to highlight. The reason I even asked that question is just for me, it's going to highlight the regression, because a lot of these fans that take up for the manager and take up for everything that's going on, they always want to come with this excuse. Oh, but we are progressing. We got to semi-finals. And I'm just like, bro, watch, it's all going to fall down. We scored hardly no goals last year, 69. You know what I mean? We dropped points from 10 games, we drew 14, we lost 4. It's not what you think it is. So I just wanted to point that out, and I always want to ask fans, where you think, because as you said, logically, quarter semis, the only next step logically, progression wise, would be the final. But I don't believe we're going to get there.
No, you got teams like Barcelona. Hansi Flick has learned. See, the problem is top managers learn their lesson, views. Hansi Flick, if he gets to another semi-final, he ain't playing like he did last season.
Right.
They learn, and he's that team is a really good team. People say PSG and all that, but managers learn. Real Madrid are not going to make the same mistakes that they did last season, this is where we're at now. The problem is with this manager, he just doesn't learn. He don't learn.
He don't, and it's almost like he does it on purpose. Like,
yeah, and I made this. People were saying, oh, yeah, and I said, okay, then I'll take you back to when he dropped Gabriel on the bench and he put Partey at right back against Fulham at home.
And we lost the league, mate.
He hasn't learned.
He hasn't learned.
He doesn't learn.
That's a
Do you
brilliant.
know what I mean? And his own stubbornness and his own cocksure way, because everyone's put him on such a high pedestal for winning nothing. He thinks he can just walk around and he knows best. And
Like
other managers, the problem is now, it's at the stage now where top quality managers don't look at Arteta like a lot of these fans do. They don't see him as a big threat. Pep don't.
Of course not.
Pep don't. You could see by his interview when he's sort of saying about he's basically, if he wins the league, he's bought it. That's what he was more or less saying. It wouldn't be through him, you know. Right? Enrique ain't scared of him because he's got it. He's done him so many times. You know, Farmers League, he was mocking, wasn't he? Oh, it's not bad for a Farmers League, is it? You know. Hansi Flick ain't going to be worried about him. So there's no top managers that are really scared of him. And I've said this as well, Views, right? Is when that Real Madrid managerial role became available when Ancelotti left, right? And everyone was gassing up Arteta. Oh, he's one of the best managers in the world, top 5 managers in the world. Why ain't he at Real Madrid then? Why didn't Real Madrid come in for him?
They went for Xabi Alonso.
I'm not being funny, but if you're a big football club and a top manager is going and you've got the money, you go and prize the best of the best away from that football club. You go and get like Luis Enrique and you go, yo, we'll give you 20 million a year. You come to Arsenal.
Yep.
But no one done that. Real Madrid didn't do that with Mikel Arteta. They didn't even consider him.
No one does, DJ.
Now, if he was that good, they'd be pulling their eyeballs out and paying every single bit of dollar to try and prize that man to the club because they want the best.
Exactly.
So you make your own assumptions. You make your own assumptions. Why didn't they get him?
Yeah. Oh, that's brilliant. Exactly.
He weren't offered.
He weren't offered. Let me just big up Claire. You know, one of the MVPs around here, always supporting. Thank you ever so much, Claire. Quick dash, like, hi, and bye.
Yeah, get onto my channel, Claire. I've never seen you in my community. What's going on? What's happening? What's happening, madam? Come on.
You know what I mean? Like, names in the description. The link is pinned as well, so no excuses. All of you guys in here, get over to DJB, subscribe. You know, she's always showing support, man. Big up Claire. Big up Gavin L as well in the building.
Gavin L.
Yeah, Paul Nash, all of you legends in there. Rob Future's in there.
All there. Rob Future, big up my friend Jam boys there.
All of you guys, man. But listen, this has been amazing, man. Tell them a little bit about, you know, yourself and your channel, maybe what people.
Yeah, well, it was just by luck, really. I was discovered, really. I think I was off work at the time. It was about a year, 2 years ago. I can't remember now. And Matt, the Southern Gooner, bless him, big up Matt. He kind of had a link, and I think it was when we lost against West Ham.
Right.
And I was livid. I was like, because imagine West Ham's like my local derby for me.
Yeah, come on.
You know, Man United are my biggest rivals, not Spurs. Man United are my biggest rivals. That's the first game I look for in any fixture.
Yeah.
That's why that FA Cup game, honestly, when we went out in penalties, I was
oh my God.
I was just like, it goes back years, Man United. But but cut a long story. So basically what happened, I clicked on the link, and all of a sudden Matty's gone, oh, I've got DJB here, blah, blah, blah. And that was it. I was live. I didn't even know. I just went off on one. I was just like, and Lee was in the background, and he heard what I was saying. Right. And he rung up Matty and said, Matty, yo, who's that DJB, blah, blah, blah. I've got to get him on my show. Right. And that was it. I mean, I always used to tune into Lee anyway, and a couple of others. I knew Dan, and I've met Kenny a few times at the ground anyway. So my face was kind of out there. But and then I kept toying with the idea, shall I get my own channel? Shall I get my own channel? And do you know what? I just enjoyed doing it because I'm a fan. I'm a football fan, and I just enjoyed doing it for the fans, you know. I don't care if I got 10 people in. I don't care if I got 20 people in, you know. If I'm giving a service out there and they're enjoying it, then so be it. So
I always knew you was gonna fly, man, because I'd see you on Lee's
Huddle.
channel, see with Matty. And
you just got to be yourself, man. You just got to be yourself, and that's it. But no, I enjoy it, my friend. I enjoy, and I've met some lovely people like yourself, Shane, Aaron, Matty, Jez, Kenny.
Legends, you know.
Dan, and all the people that go on there, whether they're Arteta in or I've met Christian.
Have you?
Yeah, he's a big up guy, man. He's a cool guy. I mean, I've got Christian's got his own views,
of course,
and people have their own views, and that's fine. People have their own opinion. I always say, as long as you respect one another's opinions and it's not abusive and it don't get personal, then I'm happy with it. Do you know what I mean?
Can't argue.
But yeah, I've met Christian. He's all right. He's a nice guy. There's nothing. Yeah. So
yeah. Brilliant.
It's all good, man. It's all football, isn't it? It's all football. Is this life's stressful enough, man?
We all need releases. Let me just big up E. Too much of E. Elijah, big up for the raid, my friend. Really appreciate it. Big up to E, man. Make sure you guys go and subscribe to him. I know my mods is gonna get his link in the channel. What have you got coming up then, my friend?
Well, I've got big show tonight. I've got a Thursday talk show coming on tonight. I've got Kenny Ken, got the Dan Potts from 12th Man coming on. I've got Rashid and I've got Aaron joining it as well. So we're gonna lots to talk about. There's lots to talk about on tonight. So I've got that tonight. I don't really do I do my Sunday sit back, which is a Sunday night one, and then the Wednesday midweek mingle. That's like a comedy show as well. That's
like a staple as well.
It's all right. The midweek mingle. Me and Nomsky, we make up songs. We put lyrics to certain Christmas songs.
I was hearing you having a bit of a sing song last night, DJ. I was there. I was listening.
What it is. What the mingle is, it's that kind of release. You know, when everyone's stressed up about the football club and everyone's like, oh, and angry and all that. The mingle. We have our serious bit, but then we just have a kind of chill. We bring in the chat and we just have
it's like clean.
We have a laugh. We have a laugh and a bit of banter. So I enjoy that. And then Monday I do the OGs with Aaron, which is great. Every show I go on, even New Views and Aaron, and I respect everyone, man. It's good at the moment, my friend. It's good.
Yeah, it's definitely good. It's definitely good.
Listen, great people.
Thank you ever so much. So catch DJB tonight, 6:15. Aaron talks Arsenal, Rashid, Dan Potts from the 12th Man. Should be a great show. Catch me as well at 7:15 with Aaron, Rashid, and whoever else is going to come on, because we got Forever Unfiltered. So that'll be that'll be an hour after.
Views. You did make sure you're subbing to this guy as well, because you had a few problems with YouTube, didn't you, brother?
We did, but we managed to get there in the end.
What's your subs at the moment, my friend?
Let's have a look. We're right on the tip of 2,200.
Come on, man. Come on.
Look, we need two more.
Honestly, I'll watch you quite a bit and stuff, man. You're doing some good stuff. Keep it. You know, that's the same with everything. Can I just answer this question? The Assembles has just made a really. What was the best Tony Adams, under Wenger or under George Graham? I would have to say under George Graham, really. I'd have to say under George Graham, because even Tony Adams said that Wenger didn't do much coaching.
No, he just kind of let
the defense on the defensive side of things. They more or less coached themselves. He more or less left them to their own devices. Whereas George Graham was he was good at that, wasn't he? The famous offside, and
of course.
You know, and
brilliant question
like that. So good question. Big up the chat as always. Respect.
Man. It's been brilliant, and we'll have to do it again. Obviously, you know, at some point when we've got free time, because we know how busy this can be. Like I said, man, big up to all of you guys in the community, everyone that left a comment. Obviously, I've missed loads of them. Big up E-Ross, big up E again for the raid. Really appreciate that. PFC, Gavin, Rob, AJ, Nems, like Claire. All of the what she said, stop shouting at me, DJ. I spoke up on your channel once, but
bless you, Claire. I'll look out for you, darling. Sorry, I'm sorry if you did. I'm only joking.
Legend since being over here. Big up Spirit High, big up Storm Still, my bro. Big up to all of you.
Big up, my friend.
Yeah, so what we're going to do now, let me just quickly, before I let you go, I'll see who I can send you guys onto and try and move you on. Well, like I said, guys, come back at 6:15 on DJB's channel. He's got a big show lined up, and then catch us back at 7:15 as well. I'll tell you what, we're going to send you over to, send you over to Lee.
Sorry, man. Sorry to interrupt. Before you go, we'll get something on, and we're try and make it kind of, you know, perhaps not every week, but we're trying to make it a regular that we team up and do our thing, and we can have a little rant about the football and everything else. You can come on the Sunday sit back one night, because what I do is I mix it up a little bit, so I have guests, or sometimes I do a solo. So
listen, when you need,
if you're around, my friend, I'll always send you a link.
Absolutely, always around for the legends. I'd love to do that. I will definitely get it in again. We are going to send you over to Lee Gunner right now, so go get over there, give him a raid from Views and DJB. It's been amazing, man. It went so quickly as well, man. But
yeah, too quick, man. Sorry about that.
No, don't be silly, man.
I've just got to do something before I go live.
Listen,
sorry,
no
my
problem.
friend.
I'm just happy to finally have got you on the channel.
Nice. I've really enjoyed it, mate. Really enjoyed it. Thank you very much, and thank you for the chat. Big up, everyone.
Wicked, man. This has been Under the Lens, DJB. Make sure you subscribe to him. Get over to Lee Gunner, give him a DJB and Views raid, and we'll be back again soon, people. Peace.